morning, everybody on here. And I really just wanted to share with you a little bit this morning about the personal year reports that I do and what they can do for you and what is the purpose, in a sense, of doing these personal year reports. What are the value that they have and what they're really kind of about. The personal year reports are a great guide to help you maneuver in your own personal cycles. While the Code Journey book looks at the global cycles that are happening, which is really great for us to know. You've heard me talk about that before. The personal year reports actually give us an opportunity to bring everything a little closer to what we're personally dealing with, what we're personally moving through and working with in our life. And so every year, starting at our birthday, we enter a new cycle. We enter a new energy pattern, a new code pattern that we're functioning on. So one year we might be functioning on a year that requires us to focus very much in the physical world and on physical matters. And another year we might be going through a lot of spiritual journeys and a lot of spiritual processes. And then another year we might be taking more of a leadership role, and it might be that time to really put ourselves out there. And so if we know these things with each of our personal year, it really helps us in being able to release things in our life. It really helps us to let go and to step into that natural cycle that we're in instead of fighting it or resisting it or trying to push something through that isn't in its time to go through. And so that really helps us get to the space of acceptance much quicker, much faster in our life. And when we get to acceptance, even if it's a year that's more, say, introspective in nature, we can still be making a lot of progress if we're aware that we need to be more introspective, because that means that things are going to happen from that introspective space instead of a more active space, for example. So every year we enter our own cycle and our own personal journey within what is happening on a more, say, global level, a more level in the outer world. So that the personal report is more about our inner self coming home. And as we know, that's where the big focus is. That's where the big transformations are. That's where the big leaps and the bounds and the aha moments come from, is focusing on ourselves. We need to be aware of the outer world and what they're doing so that we can respond with wisdom to those currents and to not be caught off guard. Well, the personal year also helps us to keep from being caught off guard, but being caught off guard with our own self. It helps us to not fight ourselves and to know where we need to be functioning in order to give ourselves the best care that we can give ourselves. So each year we go through this cycle, and when I do the reports, I do an overview for you of what is happening in that year and what the general year currents are. And then I'm going to break it down month by month so that you know each month of that year. You might be on a year of success, but you might still have some months that you need to sit back and be introspective. And just like nature itself goes through the seasons and the different cycles, and it has times that it's in bloom and it is, flourishing, it also has times that it needs to rest. And it needs to take a break, and it needs to pause so that it can restore its energy, so that it can regroup, in a sense, so that it can prepare for the next thing. And our personal cycles are very similar. We go through these same currents as nature, and then within those currents, we also have these additional layers that come in each month. So knowing that, it allows us to maximize the energy of the year for us. When we do these personal years, it really takes us on a deeper journey to what we are exploring within ourselves and what our lessons are maybe that year, the things that we're bringing into greater consciousness, into the human mind. It's really also a great tool for building a relationship with yourself. And we don't talk about that a lot in our world these days, that piece of building a relationship to yourself. And I think that that is so valuable, because the stronger your relationship is to yourself, the better you can take care of your health, the better you can deal with outer world circumstances, the better you can work with other people that are in your life and situations that come up in your life. And it doesn't mean that everything's all rosy and happy all of the time, but it does mean that you will have the resources and the knowledge to deal with anything that's happening. So when you step into your own natural currents, you're stepping into an alignment, a flow that is going to help you move through whatever is happening, whether it's a joyous celebration and whether it's a year that is just full of successes and progress, or whether it's a year that is really more about opening up to your soul self. So knowing those things, we remove the blocks and the resistances in many ways, and we open so many doors for ourselves. And we understand the approach that we need to take with different people and things in our life. And I think that that has been such a powerful tool. Every person that I have done a personal year report for has come back and said, oh my gosh, having this knowledge has transformed my life. It has changed my life because I'm no longer fighting my ego. This has changed my life because I feel like I'm finally being who I am. This has changed my life because it has helped me make decisions in my business. And it has allowed me to flourish my business. It has allowed me to tap into my abundant self. This has allowed me to move past the challenges and to stop forcing things. It's brought me to these beautiful places of compassion and acceptance. And these are the things I'm hearing all the time with people who are working with their personal reports. So it's really exciting when I see these breakthroughs happening for people, and that they were able to do it because of the awareness that they had from what their personal current was, because they knew how to approach something in their life as a result of that information. And that's really, really exciting for me to be a part of in people's lives. So the personal year report, what we have is we have that own personal cycle that's going on. And we also go through series where we go through bigger cycles on top of that. And each personal year is part of a bigger cycle that is happening. It's part of other pieces that are happening. And I'm not sure, I'm going to just see if I can clear this lens real quick. There we go. And it is part of bigger cycles and patterns. So when we take care of that personal year cycle pattern, we're also helping to maximize our bigger cycle patterns that run in, say, 9 years or 10-year cycles or 7-year cycles or whatever they may be. And those we also go through. So each layer of those, each time we're going through these bigger cycles as well, and we are clearing out and giving ourselves the opportunity to explore more of the blessings, to explore more of the fulfillment within those cycles, instead of feeling as much of the drain in the cycles. So our personal year cycle becomes very, very valuable and very important to us, because it's not only clearing the immediate present, but it's giving us insight into our past a little bit, the choices we've made from the past, and it's helping us to make wiser choices that lay the foundations for a future that, you know, we can really love, that we can really embrace, that is a balance between our soul self and our human self, and again brings us right back into partnership. So I hope that this shares a little bit more with you about what these personal year reports are and what they can do. And they're just a magnificent tool because they're based in truth. As you know, the code energy, the code journey, and that's really what it is. It doesn't matter where you are at in life, what you're dealing with. The code journey is about your journey. And it's transforming our world because it's removing the programming that we have in our heads, the programming that we've gotten through our human self and living through our human self instead of living through our soul self. So when you're in a 3D world, yes, there's going to be challenges. There's going to be pieces that are going to come up and you know, make you think a little bit in life. But when we have these tools and these resources, we can reprogram our mind. We're reprogramming into our heart. We're reprogramming into compassion. And that is such a powerful thing for our world, because with all of the global choices that are being made, and so many times we can feel helpless in the outer world to what's happening. And the personal year reports give us that chance to remember that we do have power over our own lives, that we do have a power to influence how we're living our life and the experience that we're having on this earth, regardless of what's happening outside of ourselves. And it helps to bring us into a space that provides that greater peace for us to maneuver through this world, to handle the different things that come up in this world, and to bring us into harmonious relationship. And I think that's the powerful piece, because as long as we're fighting ourselves and we're trying to live in one extreme or the other, we're going to run into challenges. And when we do that, we're creating more challenges, we're creating more blocks, we're creating more obstacles, we're creating more frustrations. But when we come into that powerful relationship alignment, what we're doing is we're opening doors, we're opening opportunities, we are giving ourselves the chance to have experiences that bring in and connect us with our wholeness. Hey, I think this is a powerful tool, and I hope you certainly take advantage of it. I only offer so many of them a year because there's only so much time I can do with them. I spend about 6 to 8 hours easily on each chart. If you want, you can always watch. Every now and then I run a special on them, but they're just one of the most powerful investments I think you can make in yourself, honestly. And I've been working with mine and watching the results that other people are getting with theirs and putting their dreams into motion and breaking free of huge patterns that they've had in their life. I don't think it would matter what price it is. It would still be of such great value. So if you'd like to learn more, go on to my website, compassioncodes.com, or go ahead and message me through Facebook or email. My email is jang, Jang, at compassioncodes.com. And I would love to help you out and get you started on your own journey. Thank you, everybody. Take care.